We're back home, guys. Right now we are in Spokane, Washington, and we're living with Katie's parents. So we've been in the US for about 2 months, and no, this does not mean we are done traveling. We are taking the next step in our travels. So some of you might have guessed it and seen some of our posts on Instagram, and it's official, guys, we have bought a van. Now, before we go into the van that we bought, there's so many options out there, and we did a bit of research on what we wanted to get. Our kind of main choices were the Sprinter van, a ProMaster, and a Ford Transit. Of course, some people would like the classic Volkswagen, but that's just not even something we really looked at. What did we want? We wanted something that was tall. We wanted something that had a good amount of room, and we wanted something that would be fairly reliable. So we looked at all the different options. Ram ProMaster really stood out to us. So we decided to get one. There's a couple different ways to go about getting a ProMaster or a van, or buying a vehicle of any kind. Is you can go to the dealer, you can try to buy it off of someone, or you can go to those auctions. A lot of people are scared of going to the car auctions because to them it means that the vehicle has been salvaged. But that's not always the case. We knew we wanted to get a vehicle with a clean title, but we knew we also didn't want to go to a dealer, buy a vehicle, have it drop 50% in price just by us driving it out of the lot. We knew we wanted to get a good deal. We're not about paying extra money for absolutely nothing. Because we still had some money left over, we knew we could buy it just cash if we got it for cheaper. So we started looking at all the different auction sites. The main ones are IAAI.com and Copart.com. These auction sites have anything from the most beat up vehicle to brand new, runs, drives great. So why are these vehicles on these auction sites? The main reason that these vehicles are on an auction site is because they are being sold by insurance. Now, IAAI is completely only for insurance, but Copart, there's also private sellers on there. The main reason they're on an auction site is because they have been hit. The other reason is because they have been repossessed. And the third reason is maybe the lease expired on the vehicle and the leasing company needed to get rid of it somehow. A few other things could be someone went bankrupt. There's other potential issues out there, but those are kind of the main ones. We knew that we could find a vehicle with a clean title. When we started looking around on IAAI and Copart, we found that IAAI had a lot more ProMasters available, so we kind of stuck to that, although keeping an eye out on the other website. We started to keep track of how much vehicles went for, how much we should bid for vehicles to make sure that we're getting a good price, what are some things to look out for, and Katie's dad really helped us out with this because he's kind of an expert at this kind of stuff. He's bought and sold a few vehicles, and he really showed us, a few things to look out for. So let's get on to the vehicle that we purchased. We bought a Ram ProMaster. It's a year 2017, so almost brand new. However, it did have 71,000 miles on it. Why is this a problem? Because the warranty expires at 60,000. I didn't do good enough research on it. I kind of regret that now. It's still a great vehicle without too many miles on it. So why was it on the auction site? It was repossessed. So it said remarketing, which means that it must have been on a lease. It had no keys in it, and it had a sign on it that said biohazard. This ProMaster was listed for $15,400 if you bought it now without bidding on it. We looked at it and we said, well, if we can save even $100, that's something. So let's not buy it now, and let's just risk it and bid for it. So we went and we bid for it, and we actually ended up buying it for $1,500 less than if we bought it now. We had to pay some dealer's fees, some auction fees, taxes, registration, all that stuff. So we're still figuring out what the total is, and we'll get back to you on that. As of now, we got a really great vehicle for a really great price. When it came, we were super excited. We were just like walking around the thing, just like, oh my gosh, this looks great. We looked at what the biohazard was. There was a dead rat inside, which, I mean, that's just a matter of cleaning things up.
There's the dead mouse, and that's the biohazard, which is totally okay with us because we're just gonna get rid of it and clean this area up.
We looked around, and it turns out there was a key inside the van, just hidden in a corner. Looks like the previous owner just tucked it in there. So we're like, all right, let's check this out. Let's start the van up, and that's when we hit a little snag. So we'll do just a quick tour of our van. Let's step inside. So this is what the inside of the van looks like. As you can tell, it needs a little bit of work to be just cleaned up. You know, clean up on this, clean up all this dirt. The mouse is out of here. We've already bought a few stuff. We're gonna have to install a rear camera. Something else that we've done is we've replaced the windshield. It had a crack on it, and we're gonna have to fix up the bumper just a little bit. So we'll fix it up, just a matter of taking it apart, straightening some pieces out, and putting it right back together. What do we have to do on this van? Right now, it does not really drive. That does not mean the motor doesn't work. It's just a matter of fixing the transmission. We think we know what it is. We've already ordered the part. The part is here. We're gonna take it apart in the garage and put it back together, and so hopefully we'll have a really nice van that's gonna run and drive very soon. I have to clean up a few of these things. You saw the paint thinner on the inside. Just clean up some of these little marks right here, and then we will be ready to start renovating our van. So some things that we are excited for. Let's step on in. So the van is already all the way stripped out. You know, there's just like metal right here, and that's pretty much it. Seats are looking great. The only thing we might do is we might go ahead and put swivel seats in there so that we can take these seats, swivel them around, and maybe have a chair or a table right here, and we can sit and eat from the passenger side. One of the things we're really excited for is to try to turn this into the most eco-friendly van possible. To us, this means more than just using reused wood for some cabinetry. One way that this van will be eco-friendly is its footprint is going to be a lot smaller. It's not going to be a full house. It's just going to be our van and everything that's in it. We're going to have solar panels on top. That's pretty much a given. But the other things that people don't think about are the chemicals that are in your van. I've done some research on the indoor air quality, and let me tell you, in most places, it's just absolutely terrible. You've got carbon monoxide buildup, you've got formaldehyde coming out of the cabinetry and particle board all over the place. So we're gonna try to avoid any particle board inside our van. Any wood glued together like plywood or just anything of that sort. We're gonna try to build a van using solid materials with no outgassing, so that means no vinyl flooring, no, like, as little plastic as possible. So we'll see what that looks like, and if we're able to do it at the end of the day, though, we're gonna have lots of fun, and so I'm super excited for that. Let us know in the comments below if you have any tips on how we can build it super eco-friendly. Also, we want to do like a full, like, how much everything cost So that's going to be a separate video once the van is like 100% up and running. But we'll post like how much the van cost, how much it cost to like how much we paid to the dealer who bought the van for us. We're gonna look into like how much we put into fixing it up versus how much it would have cost us if we just bought a brand new van. And so that's gonna be a completely separate video, and we'll have another video in the future once the van is all done on like how it was made and how much it cost to make it. So we're super excited. Keep an eye out for those, but it might be a few months, so we'll see.
Alex! We're so excited! It's gonna be our new home and our travel vehicle. Yeah!